Who's car 30? I don't know any of the driver numbers anymore. Ollie Behrman is 87, which makes me think of Gronk, which is pretty funny. Those are pretty disparate characters. Who's 30? Oh, Liam Lawson. Okay, he's starting from the pit lane, but he was out in Q1 anyway, so I don't really care about that. Oh no, we got one down already. People are like, watch F1 TV when I complain about Brundle, but I'm like, you want me to have to deal with David Coulthard? Like, do you hate me? Aww, that's so sweet of him.
Ray, who last month was at the Oscars, has come into Oscars' backyard to cheer on the Hamilton for this weekend.
Crofty's smooth with the puns. I wonder if he prepares them ahead of time.
Debut and the 75th anniversary season of Formula One. It's lights out and away we go. And it's Lando Norris tiptoeing away from the start. Max Verstappen getting very keen with a pole sitter. Into turn one we go. Norris is ahead of Piastri. Verstappen following on. Then comes George Russell, Yuki Tsunoda, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton, who looks like he has Alex Albon for company, trying to go around the outside, and Albon.
Oh no, Alex got Lewis. Wait,
turn three we go.
I thought they were ahead of.
In the lead, but he survived it only just, Martin.
Yeah, good driving from all of them, but Max has got himself up into second place.
Oh my god.
On the brake pedal. They were all pointing in the right direction still. Excellent stuff.
Max Verstappen there.
Okay. Good job, everyone.
It's Jack Stewart.
Ooh.
One of the Australian Grand Prix and another rookie. Oh, there's a Williams. Carlos Sainz, last year's race winner.
Oh no.
Was also in the wall. Final corner.
Oh my god, they're dropping like flies.
Is that under safety car conditions? It must be. Carlos Sainz has dropped it.
Yeah.
At turn 14.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, because it's yo-yo effect, or I don't know however you want to call it, but he's quick positions behind, so he has more space to go flat out in the straights.
Clear. You're doing your best. Thank you.
Sassy.
A lot of vehicles on track, a lot of people on track. You might have imagined a red flag in these circumstances.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Brundle here.
But having seen how quickly and easily they're spinning off the racetrack.
Especially after Carlos spun out under safety car conditions. Yeah. Oh, Max is right there.
A little bit of drift, then comes George Russell into turn one. Norris survives that. Charles Leclerc keeps his position in fifth, ahead of Yuki Tsunoda under pressure from Alex Albon. And now the run towards turn three, and Norris is starting to eke out a gap on Max.
Yeah, I don't think the Red Bull looks like much of a match for the McLaren. I think that Max is just better than Oscar.
Fernando Alonso is being investigated for a safety car.
Lock him up. Charles is already having tire problems. It's true, they really should bring Jensen in, like, just for these moments. Like, some team should hire him just to sit there and be like, alright, and now.
When's it time to put the slicks on? Because he'd be radioing his team to do just that. But if rain's coming...
Except for Jensen's strategy was just put the slicks on every time. Like, 2 laps early and fuck it, we ball. And you know what? In Jensen Button's defense, that worked out for him a lot of the time.
K1 available? Yes, I know. Limiter, please.
Oh no, will be.
Turn 11 as
Let's
well.
go, Kimmy!
This is going to be the story of the year, certainly the first part of the year. 2 McLarens versus Max Verstappen, and then when Ferrari get it together, they should join the party.
All right, let's have a look.
I appreciate Brundle's use of the word when there, but I unfortunately am not quite as optimistic as he. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you guys, Australia sucks. Like, there's been 1 overtake so far and it's a wet race. And there are 4 DRS zones. If only there was some way to predict the weather. Whenever it comes down to tire situations, I just get so concerned. Oh no, Lewis. Oh no, is there a leak? His seat is full of water. George is 30 seconds ahead of Charles, so this is going great.
I get the feeling that they feel they're not giving Max the car that he needs to do anything with now. They're waiting.
You think? I like that the British people call the tires boots.
Please leave it. Yes, leave it. Put it in the car as we go, mate.
Let's go. This is what Ferrari needs though. Like Lewis he brokers no shit. Okay, to be fair, I was talking shit about asking about team orders, but maybe they should have asked him again because the minute that they got next to each other, they told Oscar to hold position when Zach Brown was like, we're gonna let him race.
Fernando Alonso spinning round and hitting the wall.
Nope, he's done. He's out.
Coming to grief.
A shame. Fernando's car is still just sitting there. Class 3 rain, they just went on to slicks. That cloud looks menacing. This guy is just, there's fully a bus on the track right now. Oh no, it's a crane, okay. They need to sort out apparently there aren't any service roads, but they need to sort that out because this is ridiculous. I mean, this track sucks anyway, honestly. Lando's like passing the crane right now. Like, this should not be happening. Well, if there's no room to put the cranes in by the side of the track and they all have to drive by these cranes in the wet, then it should be red flagged. And honestly, I'm not a red flag hater. It's kind of more fun than a safety car. Like, you get another standing start, you don't lose all those laps. They shouldn't be so... There was a minute there where we were red flagging everything, and now I feel like we're a little bit... We really don't want a red flag when there are some situations where it kind of should be. Where can we go?
5-second time penalty. Gabriel Bortoleto for an
Boo! No!
George Russell.
Charles spun.
Over the line behind him, Charles Leclerc. Now.
Oh, Yuki got him. No. Oh my God! Come on, Charles! Come on!
Goes into the back of Charles Leclerc, and Hamilton is waiting to see if he can pounce clear down the inside.
Oh my God, Charles! Oh my God! He's stuck. Oh dear. Oh, he's like sort of moving. Come on, Oscar! Oh no, he hit the wall. Yes, he's back on the track. There you go. Neither Ferrari has pitted, by the way. What? Oh, yeah, he's fun.
That's a gamble that has not worked for Ferrari in this part of the
Ferrari!
Charles Leclerc has got past Lewis Hamilton, has moved up into 9th place. Oscar Piastri
P9!
Esteban off for Charles Leclerc, removed to the outside. This is bravery and commitment, and they're separated by only inches.
Oh, Charles and Pierre racing though. How fun. Please don't crash into each other.
The back end of the Red Bull a little bit squirrely through turn 1.
Yeah, that Red Bull is... Max is driving the wheels off of it, but I fear there is not the pace there.
Don't make a mistake. You're fast enough anyway. Don't overdrive it. And that's
Which is exactly what McLaren is saying. Right.
Lando Norris now sees the crowd standing for him. The Australian Grand Prix is going to be win number 1 in 2025 for Lando Norris. He picks up where he left off.
It's going to be a long year, folks. Hello and welcome back to the Ferrari House of Horrors with your host, me, Formula whatever. The fact that they sent Charles out on inters and Lewis out on wets, or maybe it was vice versa, on the formation lap, I mean, it's fine, whatever, they're just testing it. But it's so funny to me because it just gets me thinking, like, I do feel like Ferrari splits their strategy more often than other teams. And I don't have any hard data on this, so I could be wrong. But it just feels like you're admitting that you just don't know. And... I'll never forget it. There was one time, Hungary, if we remember the Hungary 2022 tire debacle, Mattia Binotto gets on Sky Sports in the interview and is like, well, it wasn't a mistake because we had to split the strategy because we didn't know what was going to happen. Like, okay, fine. It's like a doctor poisoning you and being like, we didn't know what was going to happen. Like, it's your job. You employ a whole team of people to know what's going to happen. Anyway, it didn't end up mattering at all, but, you know, the foreshadowing. Hajar, I felt so bad for. Anthony Hamilton comforting him was so sweet and so nice. It really warmed my heart. Everyone got away at the start, but then Jack Doohan immediately crashed, and then Carlos crashed behind the safety car. And this is going to happen a couple times throughout the race, so we'll probably circle back to it. But it just feels to me Like, there was something going on with this track. They're telling me that there's no, like, exit roads and they can't get cranes next to the track. And that's why it felt like it was taking 9 years to clear the cars away from the track. And I thought that there weren't supposed to be rescue vehicles on the track when it's wet, even under safety car conditions, like with the cars. And there were fully just people standing on the track as well. There was one time when Lando Norris was driving side by side with a crane. Like, that shit just shouldn't be happening. If you have to red flag the race, you have to red flag the race. Sorry, this video is going to be so late because I have been arguing with a man on Twitter. I don't even remember where I was. Did we talk about Ferrari's tires? The Ferrari's eating its tires. I feel like this is going to be a problem throughout the course of the season, so we'll talk about it when we talk about it. We don't need to harp on it too much now. I'm sure there will be many, many videos about it in the future. Kimi was doing well. He was passing some peeps. I don't even remember where he ended up. Fernando binned it. Again, it took them 9 years to get the car off the track. I think this was when Lando was side by side with a recovery vehicle. I feel like it just should have been red flagged. But also, like, if it's that much of a problem with the cranes in the road, I hate to say it because I know the Australians are going to come for me, but, like, this race sucks. Sucks is maybe, I'm being hyperbolic, but I just feel like of all of the vibes are great. The vibes are high. The track itself, it's very hard to overtake on. It's not my favorite. And like Bahrain, I feel like slaps a little bit more. And I know, again, the vibes. But as a viewer at home, I have long taken the stance also that races should be selected based on how good the racing is at the track. The track. So I would be remiss not to criticize Australia as well, especially when it seems like there's a pretty major safety issue going on. Charles spun twice, not fantastic, okay, but you know what? We're not counting the second one, and he didn't crash, so a win is a win, and I need you to not let this distract you from the fact, and he got his way back, okay? But don't let it distract you from the absolute blunder that Ferrari committed in not pitting them when every single person in the entire world pitted. And I get that they wanted to take a gamble, you know what I mean? They were kind of stuck in no man's land, but it really didn't pay off. And I loved Lewis, like, not getting sassy because it was just very matter of fact. He was like, we fucked up there by doing that. Like, tell him, because why? Finally, this is what I'm in my Twitter argument about. At the end of the race, Martin Brundle is like one of the all-time great performances, which we're just gonna move past. It's literally not even about Lando Norris. Like, come on. I feel like even Zandvoort was more impressive, like getting Max back and then building the gap. Like, just in general, I don't think that this was that memorable of a race other than people randomly binning it. I mean, I know that many safety car start, but it was even like 3 safety cars. But 3 safety car starts in the rain isn't like that easy, but I just feel like, and then, but the part I tweeted about, that's not even, we were like, I'm like, we're just moving right past that. And again, it's not even about Lando Norris. It's the commentary and the way that they're just so, I feel like even, like, probably not, but even Lando Norris fans have to be able to objectively recognize, like, the end of last year, that coverage was fucking crazy. But then Martin Brundle goes on to be like, he withstood so much pressure. And I'm just like, really? Because it kind of seemed like Red Bull very obviously didn't have the pace to truly challenge. Like, Max was hanging in there admirably, and he did put him under pressure at the end of the race. But as McLaren said to Lando, like, you have the pace, you just have to, you know, do what you need to do. And he did. So, like, more power to him. I also know that, you know, handling 3 safety car starts in the rain isn't easy, but it's not like that's that uncommon of a feat. I just feel like it's not even, again, not about Lando. I just feel like the race in general is kind of like, okay, like, he did a good job, but one of the all-time great drives. It's just the way I don't know. They're obsessed with him. And it's crazy to me because people are like, oh, British bias. But I feel like it's not like this. Maybe a little bit with Lewis, but even so. Also, I am going to go live here and hopefully on YouTube if my MacBook doesn't crash again. She's on the verge of death and it's very sad. But come chat, watch the post-race coverage.